Today we're going to be talking about all things transfer tape. When I first got started with working with my Cricut, I was a little confused on what transfer tape is. What is it? Why do we use it? And more importantly, how do we use it? So in this video, I'm going to be covering the basics of transfer tape. We'll be going through just a little bit about what transfer tape is, how to use it. So to get started, you might be wondering, what exactly is transfer tape? Transfer tape, like the name implies, is a tape that allows you to seamlessly transfer your vinyl designs from the paper backing that it's on after you've cut it on your Cricut to your project surface. So if you want to add a decal on your wall or you want to add vinyl on a sign, the transfer tape goes on top of the vinyl and transfers it from the paper backing to your project surface. It sounds more complicated than it is, I promise. Once you get it, you'll be a pro in no time. Transfer tape is awesome because we can literally move our design exactly how we had cut it on our Cricut to our project. Alright, so let's take a look at the vinyl design I've cut on my Cricut and weeded here. So it's currently stuck on the paper backing, so I'm going to use transfer tape to help transfer it to my project. As you can see, the transfer tape applies on top of the vinyl and keeps all the vinyl pieces in place so that you can transfer the vinyl exactly how it is. And like I said, without transfer tape, there's no way to exactly transfer your vinyl to your project seamlessly. If you had something super simple like just a heart cutout or a shape, you could just peel it off and stick it on, but transfer tape allows you to transfer those more complex designs. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Cricut's transfer tape. They have two different kinds. They have a regular transfer tape and a strong grip transfer tape. There are tons of different brands of transfer tape out there in the world, so just try one that works best for you. I really enjoy using Cricut transfer tape, so I'm going to go over this today. So with the Cricut transfer tape, there are two different kinds. Like I said, there's the regular transfer tape and then there's the strong grip. The only difference that you need to know is that the strong grip transfer tape is only applicable for glitter vinyl projects. So if you're cutting glitter vinyl, this is the only time you would use the strong grip transfer tape. Otherwise, every other vinyl material that you're going to be transferring, you can just use the regular transfer tape. Trust me, I've made this mistake before. Pretty much you'll only need the regular transfer tape unless you have glitter projects. And what's cool is that sometimes when I buy glitter vinyl, I found that it comes with a sheet of the strong grip transfer tape in it. But pretty much if you're just working with regular adhesive or permanent vinyl, you're going to use regular transfer tape. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to use transfer tape with vinyl. So I have some of Cricut's premium removable vinyl. I'm going to get it applied on the mat here, and then we'll get this cutting, I'll weed it, and then I'll show you how to use transfer tape with it. Alright, so we'll get this loaded in. Alright, so here's my Cricut transfer tape. What I'm going to do is put my vinyl on top of the transfer tape and just cut the transfer tape to size. Alright, so now I have my vinyl, and then we have a paper backing, and then the same thing with the transfer tape. We have the transfer tape, and it's applied on a paper backing. Some transfer tapes just come on a roll and don't have a paper backing, but the first step to working with the transfer tape is to peel it away from the paper backing, and we're going to save this because you can reuse your transfer tape, and then we're going to take the transfer tape and apply it on top of the vinyl. How I like to do this is start at one end and slowly work my way down. So what I'll do is I'll apply it on the end and then just kind of push down with my fingers, and then we'll slowly move down from there, making sure that there are no air bubbles and that it's laying completely flat on top of our vinyl. It's super important that you get this completely even on the vinyl. And then I'm going to take a scraper tool and I'm going to push down on top of the transfer tape, which is now on top of the vinyl. This is called burnishing. Then we'll flip it over and do the same from the back, because what we want is for the vinyl to be on the transfer tape now and not on the paper backing anymore. So now it's our moment to reveal. What I like to do is start in a corner and go nice and slow. As you can see, it has applied perfectly onto the transfer tape. If, as you're peeling the paper backing, you're noticing that some of the vinyl is still sticking on the paper and not on the transfer tape, you can just push your paper backing back down and burnish again. Alright, so one more time, start in a corner, it doesn't matter where, and we're going to work down at a 45-degree angle, and I like to go nice and slow, kind of rocking back and forth. Now I have my chalkboard sign and I have the vinyl on the transfer tape. So as you can see, it's completely stuck onto the tape, which is exactly what we want. A quick tip here, it's the easiest to apply vinyl to smooth surfaces. If it's wood that maybe the grain has been raised or just an uneven surface, it's going to be tricky to apply the vinyl. So smooth surfaces are best, especially when you're just getting started out. Something like a chalkboard, I just picked this up in the Target dollar section, is going to be your best friend. So what you want to do is kind of get an idea of where you want to put it, but don't completely set it down just yet. So I'm gonna set mine right about here, and then again I'm gonna work from one side and push the whole entire thing down, just like this. My vinyl might be a little crooked. I'm trying to get a good angle here while I'm doing this, but you get the point. Then we'll grab the scraper and we're gonna push down or burnish, because now we want the vinyl to stick onto the chalkboard sign as we remove the transfer tape. The reason I like to start from one end and work my way down is because you want this to be entirely smooth. You don't want any air bubbles, no wrinkles. Those air bubbles or wrinkles can interfere and sometimes wreck your transfer. That's why I like to work my way down and just use my finger or a scraper tool and push as I go. I just find that helps to keep everything straight. All right, so now we're going to remove the transfer tape. Again, I'm starting in a corner, 45-degree angle, and I honestly just like to keep it flat like this and work my way down. See how I'm just rocking slightly? Just like that. All right, so now see how the L is not completely stuck. So what I'm going to do is push it back down. You don't need to go over the H and the E again. I'm just gonna burnish over the last few letters and then you'll try again. And there we go. So now it's perfect. All right, so now we're done with the transfer tape, and I like to put it right back on the paper right away so you can reuse it for another project. So now our vinyl is on the sign. The last thing that I like to do when I'm applying vinyl is to just go over with my fingers and push it down. You can also use your scraper. I'll do this as well and do it that way. But that is how you apply vinyl using transfer tape. All right, so that's the basics of applying vinyl using transfer tape. I promise the more times you do it, the more you'll get used to it, and then it'll be a breeze. My biggest tip is just to go slow and take your time doing it. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this transfer tape and vinyl tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and someone on our team will help you out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe to our channel for more Cricut videos. Thanks for watching.